All right, let's talk triggers. What are triggers? Triggers are critical events that kickstart a workflow, an automation. It basically sets in motion all of those workflows and tasks that we talked about in the last video. They are, again, chronological order, but you need something to set it off. Understanding the types of triggers is important, especially when we're building out automations for you. We have to know what is the thing that we need to help you that will kind of move you through the next stages. Most of what we've done inside these workflows, we've already kind of created for you. If you've got some kind of nurture sequence like a checklist or some kind of resource that you're gathering somebody's name and email for future marketing purposes, a funnel, then we'll have that as a trigger. That item is they subscribed. They filled out their name and hit submit. That submit triggers an event. You can see these are all a bunch of workflow lists in here. Let me backtrack for a second too. If you're familiar with Zapier, Zapier has the same concept of having something kickstart something. If this happened, then do that. Zapier has the same functionality. Oftentimes, we incorporate Zaps with the MovingUp app to accomplish even more outside of the system. For example, smart moving. If we have something that we want inside the app and we want it to send it to smart moving, usually we have to have some kind of Zap to do that, or vice versa. In the meantime, though, we start off inside the MovingUp app, and I'll just give you an idea here. You'll see we've got a folder called Lead Nurture, and we've got a few things in here that might trigger an event. One of them would be possibly they've downloaded a moving checklist, and at the top is the actual trigger, and there is the form is get your free moving checklist, and they have submitted that form. Another is the quote request, an estimate request. Another form triggers that. We could have, let's go back in here. These are the FAA regulations where we have to notify the user if they're being added to an SMS campaign. One of those is a contact has changed. Part of that is that they subscribe properly to an SMS campaign. We start that contact, we've added a tag. Something has happened and they are adding a specific tag. And this could be another workflow, whereas they click this and this tag gets added. That triggers this particular workflow. And I'll just show you in here is add new workflow. You can see all the different things that we can do as a trigger. You could have internal triggers if you've added a task, a special task. And this is where we add some filters in here where we can select a user, and let's just pretend like it's Javier is a salesperson, and anything that's been assigned to Javier will filter the trigger. And then we add another filter that could be something like a specific date, a specific type of move has occurred. If it's, an apartment move, then maybe that person needs to be given a special task or a reminder or a text message or something that gets triggered when Javier has been assigned a task. It's assigned to an apartment move, then this will kick off that automation. Let's go back here, another examples of, let's see, the most minute of items in here, there's your custom date reminder. That could be something too. We would have a filter in there. So we could have a special date field, and we might have, there's your expected move date. We could have a completed move date, the date that they actually moved in. That could be your anniversary kickoff reminder. Another option is you could have an email event where somebody has either opened maybe the resource that they downloaded, the checklist. They might have clicked something inside the email that maybe took them somewhere. That could trigger maybe another task to follow up with them via email or a phone call. That could be a trigger to set them on another path of an email funnel, because obviously they are interested. They came to your site, they downloaded this. We don't want to bother them too much. Be gentle and kind on this, but it is an option to maybe up the score, that contact score. They went to the website, they took the time to fill out their name and email, they took the time to open it, they took the time to actually download the checklist. Let's not lose track of them. Maybe that could be another trigger of another workflow. I just want you to get a sense of how these automations actually get kicked off. In the next video, I'm going to share with you and combine how automations work with opportunities. I had to show you what automations are, then I had to share with you what a trigger is. When I come in here to opportunities, if I move somebody into a different pipeline, that also is a trigger. That trigger kicks off an automation, whether that be internal or external. And I'm going to go into detail about that in the next video.